Hello, boys and girls. Welcome to RAZ C class. Happy learning English. Let's begin with today's lesson. Today, we're talking about the fall. It's one of the 4 seasons of the year. And I think that in your country, when it's fall, we can see something like this. What do we see in the picture? We see tree leaves, but there's something different about them. The leaves turned orange. Why does this happen? Do you guys maybe know? The leaves turn orange because they don't work anymore. They are on vacation. They can rest and relax, and when their time comes, they can slide and fall down on the ground. That's what happens to the leaves in fall. Do you maybe know another name for fall? Fall is the only season with 2 names in English. The second name is autumn. Let's try saying it together. Autumn. And this is how you write it. Autumn. In autumn, the tree lets all of its leaves go. At least some kind of trees do. Other trees, called evergreen trees, they never let their leaves go, and their leaves stay green throughout the whole year. One example of a tree like this is the pine tree. But anyways, we're not talking about evergreen trees. We're talking about fall. In fall, things turn orange. Let's list a couple of things that turn orange in fall. What turns orange in fall? Let's hear it. Leaves. What else? Pumpkins. There we go. We can see pumpkins in this picture. It's a special kind of vegetable that looks a little bit like a orange watermelon. It's big, it's round, it's heavy, it's full of pumpkin seeds. I like to eat pumpkin seeds. What about you? They're tiny, and there's a lot of them inside a pumpkin. What else turns orange in fall? You guys can figure it out. And then we can read these 3 example sentences for the word pumpkin. When you're done, now we're done with the color orange. Let's talk about something from the sky. What's this in the picture? Can you tell me, what do you see? One easy sentence answers the question. I see the moon. That's it. Let's try saying it. I see the moon. There we go. If we look at the sky at night, we can see the moon. Tell me, guys, is the moon close to us, or is it far away? The moon is far, far away. It looks like it's somewhere nearby, but the moon is 400,000 kilometers away. Let me write that number for you. 400,000 kilometers away from planet Earth. The moon is huge, and sometimes during fall, the moon turns orange as well. So that's something we might add to our list up here. Leaves, pumpkins, and the moon. Now let's talk about another color. In fall, some things turn red, not yellow, not orange, but red. What do we see in the picture? What are these things? Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Now let's read this sentence out loud by putting the word in. In fall, apples turn red. There we go, guys. In fall, apples turn red. What else turns red? Can you figure it out? Let's see who's leading us through this story. Who is this guy? Do you maybe know? We can see him throughout our whole story trying to explain to us what fall is like. This guy is called the scarecrow. Let's say this word together. This is our friend, the scarecrow. You can also find him in that cartoon, The Wizard of Oz. Let's say it together. Scarecrow. Why is it called like this? Because it likes to scare birds called crows. That's what it's used for in the field. Now, we can also see some leaves on this picture are not orange. They are red. That's right, some leaves turn red in fall. I love these colors. And it's not just orange and red. If you take a good look, you can see many shades of orange, many shades of red. What does this mean? Well, let me show you guys. For example, this is one shade of red, and this is another shade of red. Both of them are red, but they're different. Here's another shade that is brownish red. So this is what we mean when we say that there are a lot of different shades of leaves. Some leaves are this color, some are this color, some are this color, some are orange. So we have many shades. Let's call these shades. A shade of red. Let's read the expression. A shade of red. There we go. We see many shades of colors, not just red and orange, but many different kinds of red and orange when the leaves are falling from the trees in fall. Let's see if there's another color that we can find during fall. What is Scarecrow looking at in this picture? What's he looking at? Can you tell me? One way to answer this question would be, Scarecrow is looking at grass. That's it. That's all we need to say. In fall, grass turns brown. Grass is just about to die before winter comes. That's why it turns brown. What is grass? Grass is a teeny tiny plant that grows close to the ground in the soil. Some animals like to eat grass. Eating grass is called grazing. Can you tell me which animals like to graze? Which animals like to eat grass? Cows, moo. Horses too. That's right, cows, horses, they love eating grass, especially off the floor. Other animals as well, like sheep, for example, and goats. Meh. Alright, good work, guys. We figured some of these out. Now let's see what turns yellow during fall. What's this thing right here? Can you tell me? Do you know its name? This is called corn. Let's say it together. Corn. Corn is yummy. I love it. And I especially love to see a big cornfield. See, corn doesn't grow on its own. Corn grows on those tall sticks that we call stalks. So corn grows on tall stalks, and when there's a lot of them, it's like a jungle of corn where you can get lost. Sometimes there is so much corn that you cannot see the end of the cornfield, especially in places where they grow lots of corn. Now let's read the sentence by using the word corn. In fall, corn turns yellow. Good work, everyone. Alrighty, now let's see if something turns white. What's happening here? Teacher, it's fall. Snow doesn't fall in fall. No, it doesn't. But this here is not snow. This is something else. It looks a little bit like snow, but it occurs in spring and in fall as well. This is called frost. Can you say frost? For example, if you have lots of grass, but there is a very, very cold night. So what happens to this grass? Let's find the color. Let's use the color white, shall we? What happens is you can see little bits of white stuff all over the grass in the morning. This is called frost. If it's really, really cold, you can see a whole layer of frost all over the grass. Frost is very, very bad for plants, for fruits and vegetables. It can kill lots of vegetables in just one night. So I don't like frost very much, especially when it hurts my tomatoes. Let's read the sample sentence down here, and we can move on. Now, we can do a little recap of the whole story. In fall, things turn many colors. Let's see what those colors are. We have these apples that are red. We have these pumpkins and leaves, which are what color? Orange. Let's write it down. We have orange here. We have red here. We have corn, which turns yellow. Let's say it together, guys. Yellow. And finally, that pesky frost, which turns all of the grass into white. Good work, everyone. We can see lots of different colors in fall. Fall is not like winter, when we usually just see white all over. Fall is different. Now let's write some details, and let's draw some things that we've seen from the story. For example, we need to figure out what turns yellow in fall, and then we need to draw it. You can do this in your notebooks. You don't have to draw something on your tablets because it's kind of hard. Just use your notebook and draw what you've seen in this story. It's a fun exercise to make you remember stuff about fall. Here's an example in the page. Corn. And I drew a little picture of corn. Let's see what turns orange. You can pick either of the three things that we talked about. What turns orange in fall? Pumpkins. You could have also written leaves, that's just fine. What turns white in fall? Let's say it out loud. Frost turns to white in fall. We can use this sentence to explain what happens and how frost gets its colors. Let's see. There it is. And finally, what turns brown? Cows and horses and sheep love eating this stuff. It's grass. Excellent work, everyone. Now we have 2 itsy-bitsy exercises, and we're done for today. In the first one, we're going to look for the relationship. We need a blue color. We're going to look for the relationship between these two words and these two words and these two and so on. And then we're going to try to move that relationship to the second pair of words. Let's try it. Leaves are to trees as fingers are. Well, leaves are part of trees, and fingers are part of our hand. So we're going to use this word right here. Leaves are to trees as fingers are to hands. Can you guys do the rest? Let's do one more together, and then you guys can finish it up. Let's find the relationship. Frost is to ice. Frost and ice, well, frost is made of ice. That's our relationship. Frost is made of ice. And now we're just going to do the same over here. Let's see. Let's use the same relationship. Rain is made of what? Water. Excellent work. There it is. So we can cross these two out, and you guys can do the final two. I will give you some time, stop the video, do the exercise, and I will show you the answers in 3, 2, 1. Grass is to green. Well, grass is green. And sky is blue. Easy peasy. Pumpkin is to orange, as banana is to yellow. These are talking about the colors of different things, and it was easy to find the relationship between the two words. Now let's do one more exercise, and you guys can go on your way. We need to fill these gaps in the story, in these sentences, with the words from up here. I don't know what words to use, so you guys should try to figure it out on your own. First, read the whole sentence. Then, look for the word that fits best. And finally, read the whole sentence with the word out loud. Let's give you guys an example. Something forms on things when the temperature drops below freezing. Something forms on things. Moon doesn't do it. Grass doesn't do it. Frost. I found it. Now I need to read the whole sentence out loud. Frost forms on things when the temperature drops below freezing. You guys can do the rest on your own. Stop the video, finish the exercise, and I will give you answers in 3, 2, 1. Earth has only one moon. Only one moon. We have more leaves and more corn and more pumpkins and a lot of grass, but only one moon, which you can see at night. We mow the grass in our yard. Mowing grass means snip, 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 cutting it down. And let's see what has ears and grows on tall stalks. It's corn, of course. Corn has ears and grows on tall stalks. We will carve a pumpkin for Halloween. We can make a jack-o'-lantern. We carve a pumpkin and we put a little candle inside so it shines bright light in the night. Thank you so much for doing these exercises together with me. You guys were excellent today. We talked about the third season of the year, which is fall or autumn. I hope you guys remember some of these words, and I hope to see you soon for another English lesson. Don't forget other exercises from your books. Goodbye, guys. See you next time.